AKANSH DHULL. And what is your discipline?
Sir, I've graduated from Commerce.
Shriram College of Commerce.
Yes, sir.
And you did your schooling from?
Sir, I did my schooling from Chandigarh. Initially from St. Kabir Public School and then from Bhavan Vidyalaya, sir.
Okay, and you had a good background in mathematics. No?
Sir, I was decent in it.
All right. How much of mathematics is used in commerce? Not much?
Sir, in the financial management part, we use certain concepts of mathematics, but not the entire mathematics.
So what they say, but mathematics is important for joining commerce, BCom honors commerce in Shriram, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So assuming that you have got commerce paper, you're absolutely fit to answer any question in the world on that. When did you finish your BCom?
I graduated last year, sir.
Last year. And you don't plan to do your MCom. You just keep on appearing for civil services. Is that it?
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
He's
Great.
quite young also.
And you're young. What's your age?
I'm 22 years old.
22. Okay. So tell me, who's the biggest accountant of India?
Sir, in terms of profile, we have the Comptroller and Accountant General of India. He is the biggest accountant per se because he does the accounting for the government sector. And then we have private firms doing accountancy for...
No, I asked you who's the biggest accountant. So it's the CAG, right? You said right.
Yes.
Absolutely. So what does the CAG do? Why does the government need to audit its account? I mean, doesn't matter. Every ministry has vigilance officers. Every ministry, I mean, there's a finance ministry. They also do outcome monitoring, what is happening. So what is the audit for?
Sir, we need auditing to ensure that the books show true and fair picture. At the same time, there is transparency, and it also boosts confidence and ensures accountability that the departments are doing their work rightly.
So do you think that the CAG does make a difference in the functioning of the ministries and the reports? What is mandatory on the part of CAG to do?
So it has to audit the accounts, but due to paucity of time, and it then accompanies and acts as friend, philosopher, guide to the Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament. So in that sense, it plays a major function, but due to paucity of time, it cannot audit all the departments in 1 year.
So how does it select? Jo bhi man mein aaya, anything?
Sir, I'm not aware of it, but as far as I know, they do it randomly or on request.
Request of?
For example, if a particular department requests that we have to have our audit for the last 3-4 years, then the CAG also steps in.
And also if there's something comes out of the paper that's kuch gadbad hua hai, then they audit that.
Yes, sir. Then they are asked to audit.
On public demand.
अगर आप ये टॉपर मॉक इंटरव्यू देख रहे हो, मतलब आप सीरियस हो। आईएएस आईपीएस बनना लक से नहीं होता है, सही गाइडेंस से होता है। और आज के टाइम पर स्मार्ट प्रिपरेशन का मतलब है घर बैठे ऑनलाइन इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स के साथ, जहां आपको कंप्लीट गाइडेंस और रिसोर्सेज एक ही जगह मिल जाते हैं।
इसीलिए अनअकैडमी यूपीएससी पर इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स आपको वही प्रोसेस सिखाते हैं जो आपको सिलेक्शन तक लेके जाता है,
जिसमें जीएसएससी से थियरी से करंट, एनसीईआरटी से एडवांस सब कुछ आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा। इसमें डाउट रेजोल्यूशन, स्टडी मटेरियल, मॉक टेस्ट और मेंस आंसर राइटिंग भी शामिल है। मतलब प्रिपरेशन का कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम एक ही जगह पर।
अब आप अपनी यूपीएससी जर्नी शुरू करो इंडिया के टॉप एजुकेटर के साथ, जहां से निकलते हैं मैक्सिमम रैंकर्स हर साल। कंप्लीट प्रिपरेशन इकोसिस्टम यही मिलेगा, वो भी लोएस्ट एवर प्राइस के साथ। लिंक नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया गया है।
यूपीएससी की तैयारी हो तो
सिर्फ अनअकैडमी के साथ,
क्योंकि यूपीएससी में तो बस
अनअकैडमी ही है।
Okay. So tell me, apart from that, what are your passions in life? What are you interested in?
Sir, I like debate. I like to have discussions with friends and family. I am an enthusiastic video gamer. I play sports video games. And sometimes when I get free time, I also play sports, sir.
Like?
Sir, cricket and football, but at a very casual level.
So, were you a debater for Shriram College of Commerce?
Sir, I was in the debating society. I was the coordinator of it, and I went to some of the debates. But in college, I shifted to political parties meet. So that's a political stimulation of the parliament, and it has debates in that. So I used to do that.
Who was one of your best debaters from Shriram?
Sir, there are some good alumni of Shriram who are good debaters.
Like?
Arun Jaitley was a very good debater, sir.
Yeah.
I can just recall one, but I don't know of the older one.
Yeah, he was the only one. He was good. He was during my time. He was good. Okay. Now, something about current affairs. You read newspapers?
Yes, sir, I do.
Which papers?
Sir, I read the Indian Express. Sometimes I...
So what was the Indian Express editorial today about?
Sir, I didn't catch the news for today.
Then? You caught yesterday?
Yes, sir.
What about yesterday?
Yesterday, sir, it was there was this article about that the PLI manufacturing scheme is for high-end manufacturing, and it doesn't focus on creating jobs at the lower end. It was also about the suspension of MPs in the parliament. Then there was an article about the Houthis.
No, you're talking about article. I was talking about the editorial. Do you remember?
So the PLI one, I'm sure. And
Written by whom?
sir, I'm
The
not.
PLI was a part of the editorial
Yes, sir.
on the opinion column.
Yes, sir.
And any other you remember?
So can I think for a few seconds?
Take a minute.
It was, I remember there was also an article on South Asia, India's relationship in South Asia. There was one article on that also, sir.
Ram Mohan, who was he?
Sir, I didn't read about the
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay, tell me now, last question. This oil which we are getting from Russia, we're getting it cheap or no?
So we're getting it cheaper.
We are getting it cheap. So what are we doing with it? We are getting profit? We are earning profit?
Sir, initially during the days of the war, there was some anticipation that there are profits, and for that the government imposed the windfall taxes. But now I believe that the prices have increased, and we're still getting it cheaper, but I don't think there's any profit.
There's no profit at all.
I mean, there's always a profit for the companies,
Ha.
if that is the sense.
So where does the profit go? Either it goes into CSR. CSR is there mandatory anyway. So how is the profit used?
So the Indian Oil Corporation uses it to provide dividends to its shareholders, and the same with the Reliance Industries. They might use it for capital investment to set up, to replace the machines.
So where do the subsidies come from of the government? The minister made a statement that we are using these, why we cannot reduce the prices is because we give it off to the poor people in the form of subsidies. Is that the right thing to do according to you, or the corporations should be, what do you feel, I mean, as a commerce student? I mean, how will there be growth if the things are siphoned off, LIC is forced to invest in places?
Sir, I don't understand the question. Can you repeat it for me, please?
Where do these subsidies which go to the people come from?
Sir, they come from the budget, and they come from the larger public exchequer, the Consolidated Fund of India, and in the fund they come from the direct and indirect taxes, sir, and the other forms from which the government earns.
Yeah. So you had answered about the CAG. So my question starts with, what is pre-audit? Have you heard this word, pre-audit?
Sir, I have not heard this word, but the word says that it is some sort of internal audit before the larger audit.
As you are a commerce graduate, just try to read pre-audit is a subject. Okay, then my next question is, what is asset ratio and what is current ratio, and just comparison between these two.
Sir, current ratio is about current assets upon current liabilities. That is the percentage of current assets vis-a-vis that of current liabilities. Sir, the asset ratio can have multiple connotations, but it can be the total assets of the company upon the total capital employed or the total capital of the company.
The asset ratio is
Asset, sir.
asset.
Sorry, sir, I heard you wrong. Asset ratio is, sir, liquidity ratio. It excludes inventory and other prepaid expenses from current assets, sir.
It excludes inventory or it adds the inventory?
Sir, the asset ratio excludes.
As the asset ratio is current assets plus inventory divided by current liabilities. That is the status, but that you should know, being a commerce graduate. What is IRR?
Sir, internal rate of return is that rate at which the net present value comes to zero. That means it is the rate at which the future earnings are to zero, and it is an internal rate and not borrowed.
Like which would be a good project which has an internal rate of return of about 2%, would be a good project or not? Would you finance that project which has an internal rate of return of 2%?
Sir, we'll have to compare it
With
the cost of capital. If it is more than that, then why not?
No, I'm telling you that internal rate of return is 2%. I'm already giving you a figure.
Sir,
So what calculation you have to do? Like I'm asking that if a project has an internal rate of return of 2%, would you finance that project as a venture capitalist or not?
Sir, I won't finance that.
Why?
In India, because the cost of capital is higher, and if the internal rate of return is 2%, so we'll go into losses.
And my question is what is the important historical point about? You must have read history, world history or Indian history, which you have read for your.
Sir, I've read Indian history.
Not world history.
I've also read world history, but I have.
So, can you tell me what happened after World War One and results of World War One and World War Two? Can you compare what were the differences?
अगर आप ये टॉपर मॉक इंटरव्यू देख रहे हो, मतलब आप सीरियस हो। आईएएस आईपीएस बनना लक से नहीं होता है, सही गाइडेंस से होता है। और आज के टाइम पर स्मार्ट प्रिपरेशन का मतलब है घर बैठे ऑनलाइन इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स के साथ, जहां आपको कंप्लीट गाइडेंस और रिसोर्सेज एक ही जगह मिल जाते हैं।
इसीलिए अनअकैडमी यूपीएससी पर इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स आपको वही प्रोसेस सिखाते हैं जो आपको सिलेक्शन तक लेके जाता है,
जिसमें जीएसएससी से थियरी से करंट, एनसीईआरटी से एडवांस सब कुछ आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा। इसमें डाउट रेजोल्यूशन, स्टडी मटेरियल, मॉक टेस्ट और मेंस आंसर राइटिंग भी शामिल है। मतलब प्रिपरेशन का कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम एक ही जगह पर।
अब आप अपनी यूपीएससी जर्नी शुरू करो इंडिया के टॉप एजुकेटर के साथ, जहां से निकलते हैं मैक्सिमम रैंकर्स हर साल। कंप्लीट प्रिपरेशन इकोसिस्टम यही मिलेगा, वो भी लोएस्ट एवर प्राइस के साथ। लिंक नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया गया है।
यूपीएससी की तैयारी हो तो
सिर्फ अनअकैडमी के साथ,
क्योंकि यूपीएससी में तो बस
अनअकैडमी ही है।
Sir, after the World War One, the countries such as United Kingdom, France, they won, and sir, they had a treaty of Versailles in which they divided the areas and the territories like the Ottoman Empire, and sir, they also changed the political order of Germany. After World War II, sir, also there was a division by the Allied powers. For example, Germany was divided into West Germany and East Germany. Secondly, sir, there was a wave of decolonization after the Second World War.
Basically, for World War One and World War Two, the world order was being changed to control Germany. Would you like to say?
Sir,
Is that the understanding I should take, or?
Yes, sir. There was an attempt to control Germany.
So then, if I make a statement, had Bismarck not gone, then the World War I and World War II may not have taken place. How would you like to comment about it?
Sir, I think single pointing historical events to one person is like a hyperbole. So it might be true, it might not be true.
But I want your longer answer, not in yes or no. Can you tell what Bismarck did and how it affected the European inter-se-path struggle?
Sir, Bismarck unified Germany, and because of that, Germany became an industrial power and also started acting imperialistic, which annoyed the other powers, and that created competition among them, which fueled World War I, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I spoke to him yesterday, so I think I'll pass over.
Okay, all right. AKANSH.
Sir,
Actually, I mistook your name as Akash. What is the meaning of AKANSH?
sir, AKANSH has two meanings. It means to be perfect or to be a part of God.
Part of?
God.
AKANSH.
Sir, it is ek ansh. So we.
AKANSH.
Sir, it either means to be perfect.
One part.
Ek
Akansh
ansh.
is one part.
Part. But sir, we metaphorically call it as a part of God. One part of.
Okay.
Okay, but how it can be perfect? AKANSH. Part of God I can understand. But how it will be perfect?
AKANSH.
AKANSH can never be perfect.
But your name is spelled Akansh, not Akansh. It's spelled with A, not E.
Sir, actually, it was a mistake on the part of my parents.
Okay.
They named me with
Don't
the
blame
letter.
your parents. Answer his question.
All
Sir,
right.
I have not read the etymology of it to tell that why it means perfect. But with my limited knowledge, I have seen that it is
Okay.
mean perfect.
Let's talk about this controversy that is going on regarding the wrestlers and the Wrestling Foundation. What is your view?
Sir, to be very frank, it is very difficult to comment on it because there's no independent and thorough investigation and there's no result out of it. But sir, I believe that there is some sort of factionalism also. But we need an independent inquiry to ascertain the facts, and then on the basis of it, we'll be able to formulate a better opinion.
Do you think there is something wrong in administration of sports bodies? How these people are elected? I'm not now talking about only Wrestling Federation, about judo, about you can take any archery, any. I think after a long time or maybe first time, some athlete is leading the Olympic Association of India.
So
Otherwise, he is generally a politician.
So definitely there is wrongdoing happening in the sense that there is a lot of political interference, and it is because somehow there are no regular elections to it, and there is no particular sports code which has to be adhered to. But sir, there are changes happening, and because of international pressure, now we're finally moving towards election system. But we also need some sort of regulations which promote sportsmen into sports bodies, sir.
Because elections are also managed, rigged. There was an election in Wrestling Federation.
So that is why we should maybe promote, have special posts created for sportsmen, so that they ex-sportsmen and sports administrators, so that they can lead such organizations.
But then there will be cry of interference in the autonomy of the sports bodies. Anyway, let's forget about it. About the
A question from that. Delhi police has carried out an investigation and charge sheeted. Why do you say that you need an independent investigation? You don't know who is at wrong, what is what.
Sir, in my opinion, there has been a charge sheet, but some of the charges initially alleged were also dropped. So there have been misstatements from both sides. So there's no
Charge sheet has been filed.
Yes, sir. Charge sheet has been filed, sir, but there's no conviction as of now.
There's no conviction as of now. That's true.
And he also says that the charges are diluted. Some charges have been dropped and things like
Yes, sir.
that. Okay.
Conviction doesn't take place that early. That you must always keep in mind. Charge sheet has been filed, and the trial will take place.
And secondly, the reason why the new president, the body has been suspended just now, because the new president ordered ordered for selection or hosting of 2 events against the norms of the body.
Yes, sir.
He did not follow the rules and regulation while announcing that under 15 or under 19 tournaments will be held.
Yes, sir.
So that was a blatant violation.
Absolutely, sir. For that, the suspension is just and fair, sir. But in the case of the sexual harassment issue, that needs to be investigated further, sir.
So that has been investigated. Now it awaits trial.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's very difficult for me to form an opinion before the trial comes out.
Okay.
Okay. Let's discuss about the farm laws. There are 3 farm laws. There's heavy protest against the laws and it has been withdrawn. But whatever I could read from the papers, the protest in Punjab was much higher than in Haryana. Haryana rather complained of victimization, that they are being inconvenienced, traffic is being diverted through their villages, that sort of news was coming. So why Haryana reacted in a different manner than Punjab?
अगर आप ये टॉपर मॉक इंटरव्यू देख रहे हो, मतलब आप सीरियस हो। आईएएस आईपीएस बनना लक से नहीं होता है, सही गाइडेंस से होता है। और आज के टाइम पर स्मार्ट प्रिपरेशन का मतलब है घर बैठे ऑनलाइन इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स के साथ, जहां आपको कंप्लीट गाइडेंस और रिसोर्सेज एक ही जगह मिल जाते हैं।
इसीलिए अनअकैडमी यूपीएससी पर इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स आपको वही प्रोसेस सिखाते हैं जो आपको सिलेक्शन तक लेके जाता है,
जिसमें जीएस से थियरी से करंट, एनसीईआरटी से एडवांस सब कुछ आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा। इसमें डाउट रेजोल्यूशन, स्टडी मटेरियल, मॉक टेस्ट और मेंस आंसर राइटिंग भी शामिल है। मतलब प्रिपरेशन का कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम एक ही जगह पर।
अब आप अपनी यूपीएससी जर्नी शुरू करो इंडिया के टॉप एजुकेटर के साथ, जहां से निकलते हैं मैक्सिमम रैंकर्स हर साल। कंप्लीट प्रिपरेशन इकोसिस्टम यही मिलेगा, वो भी लोएस्ट एवर प्राइस के साथ। लिंक नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया गया है।
यूपीएससी की तैयारी हो तो
सिर्फ अनअकैडमी के साथ,
क्योंकि यूपीएससी में तो बस
अनअकैडमी ही है।
Sir, according to me, there was resentment even in the farmers of Haryana, but there was a dilution because somehow they realized that it might benefit them. There was better communication. But sir, by and large, I believe all the farmers felt that there was lack of communication and they didn't understand the benefits of it. So, in my opinion, they all were in unison in terms of the protest.
Okay. You are from Rohtak. Rohtak has been the constituency of some chief ministers, no?
Yes, sir.
But in spite of that, pace of development in Rohtak is not as good as, say, Gurugram or other places.
Sir, I'll beg to differ again.
Yeah.
I think because I've never lived in Rohtak, my opinion is also based on the information I get from my relatives. According to them, Rohtak has developed a lot since the last 30-40 years. But of course, we can't match it to cities like Gurugram because of the proximity it enjoys with Delhi, sir. And at the same time, sir, in my opinion, it should not matter whether it is a constituency of a chief minister or not. So the things which didn't happen earlier would happen in the present
Who
government.
was the first chief minister who gave a boost to Rohtak development?
Sir, it was Mr. Bhupender Singh Hooda, who was from Rohtak.
Really?
Okay. Your preference for Indian Foreign Service is at 21. Why you don't like Foreign Service?
Sir, Foreign Service is a very coveted service. But since we were asked to rate the services and I had some personal reasons, so I exercised my preference and rated at 21.
That's okay. But at 21 you will never get it. So it's
Sir,
as good as saying no.
I was not aware of it, that we'll get it or not. I just rated it in preference as things came to me.
Okay. So in the end, what do you feel about some of the things which are happening in India? Anything you can tell me about why Rajnath Singh went to Jammu?
Sir, there was an ambush on an army van. After that, during the investigation, there was a case coming out of custodial death. So maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. So is it good or bad? What happened? I mean, the army is under pressure.
Why do you say maybe? It was because of that.
Okay, sir.
Why? I mean, the army, is it good or bad? Army is involved in anti-terror operations, so 3 people get killed, so what? Let it be? What do you feel?
Sir, I think that creates a slippery slope, and that is against the ethos of democracy and human rights. I mean, we understand the pressure army is facing, but that should not give them impunity to maybe kill 3 people. At the same time, sir, there is an investigation going on, so we don't know all the facts of the case.
No, facts, the investigation will be who has done it, right?
Yes, sir.
That will be for those. So what should be done with them? Should we kill them or should we punish them? And if we punish them like this, then the army will say, "Bhai, we won't go into insurgency areas." So what should we do?
Sir, I think we can have a multi-pronged approach. Firstly, we should have a good trial of them under the due process of law. Secondly, we should also sensitize the army, have better pressure management, and have better outreach of civilians and army through projects like Operation Sadbhavna.
Okay, thank you. We'll call you in 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
A good personality, your articulation is good, you speak well. You have to put focus on, don't be a little stressing your view. They might think you're a little opinionated. Say, I would say that this is what it is, but I'm open to correction. Because you have to give your view, right? Issues might be a little different. So, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
First is, as the chairman has already told you, your appearance is okay, good. Tie length, I think, stand up in a minute. Your tie length, I think, needs to be up to the
Buckle.
Okay. And try to wear a suit is dark color is okay. I think everything goes on well on that. Sit down. Basically, your knowledge about economics is, and commerce is quite okay, although you need some brushing, because commerce, none of your question replies should be above 90%. That is your subject in this college also, and also in the subject paper. So there, like your not understanding the acid ratio correctly can be. I mean to say these things are not very difficult. They are very easy, very basic. They should be known to you. Pre-audit slightly difficult for you because you have not worked for the government. But still, people who really want to come into the service need to read something more than what they are. So that is the point. And then World War I, II, these things have to be known by everybody. You answered quite well. But still, I think you need to brush up more.
I'll only reiterate the point we made yesterday about eye contact. You are still committing the same mistake, looking only at the person who has asked you the question. You should follow a rule, 60-40 rule.
Yes, sir. I look at it.
You understand?
Yes, sir. So can I ask about acid ratio?
One more thing I want to say. Like, you attended the interview yesterday at some other place. And when is your actual interview?
Sir, on 4th January.
4th January, I think you should have given 1 or 2 days of practice. When you are getting a second attempt, second chance, should have waited 2-3 days and taken attempt slightly later, because you have got not many days, but some days are there.
Okay, sir.
That is, now you say what you want to say.
Sir, I think acid ratio has inventory subtracted from current assets. That's what we have studied.
Okay, you go and read that point. If you want to insist on it, I don't want to open the book in front of you.
Should I read that again, sir?
No, not. I meant to say you just study it.
Okay, sir.
And secondly, about the shave part also, I would like to say that you should always either be going for an important interview, should be either clean shaver or full beard, not in between.
Okay, sir.
4-5 things just keep in mind. J&K is an important 370, bifurcation of states, army and police operations over there, important. Supreme Court judgments on important things, they are important. Then migrants, migrants leaving India, like with that aircraft coming back, it's important. International hotspots like Ukraine, Russia, and Gaza, they're very important. Okay, India's strategic interests, Malabar, Quad, all these things are important. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.